Spirit team. Today on the list, the remaining topic is the karmic projection on this page. So I'd like to go through that one, so at least I know that I'm done with this page as well. I actually got a reminder today. I was feeling fear or anxiety. I can never tell which is which, but I think they send both at the same time. And I was like, why am I feeling so fearful? Why am I feeling so anxious? Actually, I think it was more anxiety. And I was like, okay, they must be sending something. And then I look outside, I see that it's kind of windy, and I'm like, obviously they're sending something. They're projecting some negative energy towards me, specifically fear and or anxiety. So that made me like remember that, you know what, I think that even the last topic on that page that I've been working on recently is actually karmic projections. So I'm like, you know what, I don't know what Spirit wants me to talk about with regards to this karmic projections, but my experience with karmic projections, when I was on at the farm, even when I'm here, where I am now, what they normally would do, the one main one that they used to use against me is wind, strong winds, so they would be sending winds, and I would feel like a bit funny, like fear or anxiety. And usually with the wind, they would send fear, anxiety, all these negative emotions. And not only that, they would also send negative mental thoughts, even images with the wind. So I'm now understanding that any type of vibration, generation of some kind of vibration, whether it's by wind, whether it's by sound, whether it's by motion of some kind, they are able to use that wave that is generated from that wind or that sound or that movement or whatever it is that generates a vibration. They're able to use that vibration, attach their own feelings, their own thoughts, negative thoughts, to ride that wave towards you. And I had to overcome all those things. Not only do they use the wind, for instance, to attack your mind by sending you thoughts that are not necessarily yours. Like, you would wonder, why would I think such a bad thing about someone? I'm not even like that. I'm not even like in that kind of a space with why I wasn't even thinking about this person. Why would I get a negative, ideas about this person? Things like that, or negative ideas about something. It's not you, especially the weird ones where you know that it's not, you're not in that space, but all of a sudden there's wind, and then after that you have this negative thought in your mind about something or someone or whatever, and you would think it's you. This is how you're thinking. No, they want you to latch on to it. Once you take it and latch on and believe that that's what you are, that's what you're thinking, they will ride that wave with you. They will keep sending those type of negative projections towards you, and they will even go as far as attaching a feeling to that negative mind projection. So the environment is set up in such a way that you're not aware that the normal natural stuff, right? I'm getting that it's actually normal. I'm getting that And this is another thing. What I'm understanding, where I remember Father talking about the weather, that they have their own weather kind of manipulation thing that they do. And Father was saying that the weather is not supposed to be like that. Like, if you think about how the universe or Father or God, the universe works, there's nothing in about him, nothing about even the spirit world. There's nothing about it that is very tumultuous, very a lot of like thunders and tumulus, like some turmoil. There's nothing about them or about that environment that you would see where you've got extreme type of weather, especially things like rough seas or strong winds or anything that would essentially generate such a vibration that it would cause some sort of interference in nearby stuff, right? It's not a normal thing. It does happen, but it's not a thing that is supposed to be as constant as it is right now, where you even get to the point where you think this is okay, this is normal. It's not normal, you know. I'm getting that they were supposed to be only during like months of the moon, certain moon cycles. But what these people do is, which is what I also noticed, in certain moon cycles, especially full moon already does that kind of whirlwind kind of affecting the weather in that way. They use that and they amplify that and they ride those waves and they do whatever they want to do with that wavelength towards whoever they want to go against. Most especially, I guess, me, and I think many others as well. So those are the karmic projections that I had to get over while I was going through my awakening. They were sending those type of things towards me so that they can disrupt my awakening. So I had to fight constant fear, anxiety, pain, like a heartbreak. Like I would feel like my heart is breaking, but I wouldn't know what it's breaking from. Like I don't have even a boyfriend, you know, and I don't really care much for this family that they call themselves family. So I never really used to understand, why am I feeling like such a heartbreak? Like I'm sad. I feel like crying. Even the crying, you would think, my goodness, why do I feel like crying? And sometimes I would cry because they would send such an overwhelming amount of sadness, overwhelming amount of pain and heartbreak, and you don't know, you don't have anything in your environment at the time that tells you, oh, I'm in pain because this happens to me now, like this happened to me in my life. I am heartbroken because of I lost my. You don't have any such things like that. However, they make me go through those kind of feelings. Why am I fearful? I don't have fear. There's nothing to be fearful of. But you will feel so much, such an intense fear, such an intense anxiety, and it's because these people are able to do that. This is how they disrupt. It's like if you were a program, not if you're a program, when you're a program or as a program, it's almost like there's another program, right, trying to interfere with, maybe let's say you run something, you're like a process, kind of a program where you're running a process. What they're doing, it's almost like they're trying to disrupt that process from running, that is you as your program, from running. So they do what? They direct energy which is not supposed to be with you, not your own energy, but some other energy that they find in the system towards you. That is, they push some sort of a wavelength towards that program so that that program starts not vibrating the way it's supposed to be, not feeling the way it's supposed to be, not processing what it needs to process. And they would do that at times when I'm supposed to be downloading the information from source for my karmic lessons. So like now I'm able to kind of like connect a little bit easier, but still that kind of projection is still there. Those were like they do a lot of mental projections, a lot of emotional projections, and physical as well. So right now I'm suffering from I'm still getting like physical projections when I say every time I have to scratch and all of that. They would use, for instance, a car would pass on the streets, right? Like shoo, that, like now, I don't know if it's audible. It's gonna be recorded in the, but you will hear it. You hear it. There's like especially traffic hours. Everyone that will pass, they will ride that wave, right? And they can even take it from as far as the car. When the car is coming like down the road, they will start riding that wave from down the road to that. By the time they hit you with it on your physical body, it's like a sharp pin, a needle going through your skin. And what I would normally get when I was still at the farm is I would get bumps wherever they hit me with whatever it is that they were using. I would get bumps, as in like sores, right? And those sores become what? It's like an opening on my body now. When the car comes, they suck. There is like a car that would come and they would project some sort of a needle, kind of something that would pierce through my skin, right? Wherever they want. They target every area, including my private parts, by the way. And when they once they make those holes on you, right, next time when the car passes, some of these cars, they use that wavelength not to push towards you, but to suck out from you. So when that car goes, they would use that wavelength to come and like suck energy from you. And this is when I start itching, and it's like those small holes become a way for them to suck. And they would target areas where they know you got muscle, because of energy is two forms of energy. They can attack your body where they can find that energy, right? That is through your muscles. That's where your energy is stored in your body. They will target those areas, like where they know there's muscles there, including like areas that they know that have like a muscle. Even your face, my face, they always try to target my face, right? That's the one way of targeting your energy points on your body. Your body itself. And then they would also target your chakras as well. They would target your chakras, try to interfere with your chakras by sending or projecting something bad towards your chakra, something that makes that chakra weak. For instance, if they wanted to attack your heart chakra, they would send things like projections, like you heartbreak kind of a thing, like pain, like a emotional kind of pain, like you feel like you want to cry or something like that. They will send such a projection towards your heart chakra. My sacral chakra, they used to do that for me to stop creation. That is to stop doing things like when I was working at the farm, I would be like, planting a garden or planting things and like maintaining my garden basically. So that is like kind of like a creativity kind of a thing, where I would also be writing, my journals, and recently it's this type of recording. They were like anything that has anything to do with you being creative, they would attack your sacral chakra. So they would send darts and whatever towards my private parts, and I will feel pain and itchy there, even get sores there. That's what they do. And my root chakra as well was attacked a lot. So what they would do as well is they make you clogged up. Some people might think that the issues they have with being constipated and stuff is a result of not eating well and all of that. It wasn't the case. There was a time when I wasn't even eating, but I wouldn't be even able to just, I would have the stomach. I still have it. Because of what? They would pump wind inside of my stomach. Like every morning when I wake up, I have a lot of wind inside of my stomach. And you know where that comes from? They keep tapping on the roof every day. Whenever that car passes, some of that wavelength, some of that wind that is created, is generated, is directed towards me. Sometimes it's so bad that I actually feel it going through my nose. I feel it going through my nose and my mouth. If I'm sitting near a window, something like that, there would be like this wind, like the car would pass, and then after that I will feel like some wind is like forcefully trying to get inside of my nose and my lungs. Like I'm breathing all of a sudden, especially when by the time they do it, I was about to breathe out, right? I was breathing out, naturally breathing out, something like that. When they push that wind in, how I would even know that it's them, it's because of it will make a noise. It will be like kind of noise, because now there's wind that is supposed to be going out and there's wind that is trying to come in, and it's creating a friction right here at my nose. And I'll be like, what the heck? They do such things just so they can pump wind inside of your stomach. This is how, again, they would write energy of wavelength with those dots as well, to attack your, what is this one? What's this? Stomach one is a what? Solar plexus. Your solar plexus. They are taking my solar plexus. So they would do such things to also attack your energy points, or attack your physical points, your muscles, to even use as draining energy from you. And they do the same thing with your chakras as well. They can siphon from it, and they can also block it if they wanted to. That is, they can send energy towards those points to block it, and they can also send energy or use energy that they have to siphon from it. So those are some of the karmic projections that I would get. The other ones would be the noise. They would use noise, right? I said they would use waves of wind, but they also use noise. And your noise, they use what you would think is natural, like a bird chirping, a cricket chirping, a dog barking. They would use that. Nature, they use it. Even the wind itself. When I was at the farm, because there was this long grasses, which my sister planted as well. She just decided that she wanted to go around the cabin. She wanted to go and clear the brush. Then I was like, leave that brush, because I loved it, because of that type of plant is actually a protection against evil. But she went and hacked it, and guess what grows? There's this particular grass, wherever you find it, it's windy. When it's windy, it goes. She planted that. That's not a good grass. It's not a good grass. And I get the feeling that they use it for such things. Sometimes we find fields which has that kind of grass that creates that wind. That wind, that noise that it creates, it's not necessarily, it can create that noise, but when that wind comes, it's not necessarily for good reasons. Sometimes it's being projected towards someone or something. So she would use that, and they would also use that to generate the wind to hit the cabin. They would hit the cabin as well, and it will also assist them or help them enhance the strength of the anxiety that they're sending to you, the fear, and all those negative, low vibrational projections that they want to send to you. Those grasses, the way they move, just like the trees. Even the trees, if you are in a very dense tree area and they are hit by wind and they move a lot, right? That also creates a bit, kind of like a heavy wind producing kind of thing. And you would hear it like, oh my goodness, it's so noisy outside. The wind is like it's not just the wind blowing hard. It's also amplified by the objects that it can move, like the trees and stuff, and it just becomes this chaos, this chaotic kind of sound when you're listening to it, especially when you're sitting in your home and you're hearing this wind and you don't feel well. You feel anxiety, you feel fear. It's projections. In a normal space, you're supposed to enjoy that kind of noise. It's like, it's so windy, but it's kind of nice because it's just being natural. It's just nature being its own natural self. However, if you have that kind of a thing in your environment and you feel like anxiety, fear, and you start having negative thoughts out of nowhere, even if it's negative thoughts about someone that you normally have negative thoughts, you won't believe that they would use such things to just keep you in a low vibrational state. They don't care. They would even go as far as make me think something negative about my own father, that is God himself. Good thing Father is very high vibrational. He'll be like, that's not me. It's not you. It's not you, it's them. And like right now, my stomach is going pop, pop, pop inside. That dog that just barked, it barked and then my stomach went because of I'm recording now. Normally when I'm recording, I'm creating. And when I'm creating, I'm drawing also energy from them because they are constantly, they have a constant portal open between me and them. So when they try to siphon from me, as soon as I start being creative and doing something with my life and not really minding their projections, right? At some stage, there comes a point where it balances out that energy, and me being me, I start drawing from them. Because of that portal is open. As much as they open a portal to siphon, you can use that portal, the very same portal, to siphon back that energy and use it for your own creative stuff, right? And because they open the portal towards you, you just take that negative energy that they're throwing at you, you create something with it. You create something beautiful with it. It could be anything that you can think of. You could even just relaxing to it. You could just relax and listen to music, relax and read a book, whatever it is that you do that is something that you like, that soothes you. It will start drawing that energy back and also drawing their energy back. And at some stage when they're doing that and you don't stop, they start doing extra things like make the dog bark, like trying to make so much noise to disrupt you. You just continue. Even if they distract you, you get back to it. And then what else did they do? What else they are doing still to it? One other way of sending karmic projections is by making revving cars. Like there would be these, especially bikes, there would be these people who are just riding this bike. Sometimes when they do that, especially when they don't have energy, they resort to that because it's wavelength, right? It's a sound and it's a wind as well. So they're gonna get two parts of it. They're gonna get that wind, which will create that noise as well, and they're gonna use that, ride that wave, that energy, and send it towards you with some sort of a karmic projection of some kind, be it a feeling and a thought, or a physical torment of some kind. What else do? They tap on the roof, right? You would think that it's your, especially if you've got metal roof, including, they used to do this at my house where it was tile curtain over roof. You'd think, oh, it's hot. The tile is just bursting because of it was hot, then it got cold. They do that. They would use the sun, so the sun will be out, and all of a sudden the sun energy, you feel like it's very hot. It's them. It's not the sun hitting your house like that. They amplify that sun towards your place, right, towards your roof. And then once they amplify towards your roof, it gets hot. It gets heated. You get heated. And as you get heated, you also open your pores. They're able to siphon, right? Still, they're able to siphon. And then after that, they come with the clouds. They block the sun all of a sudden, and then it becomes cold. And then that roof starts doing what? It does that whether it's cold, it's going from cold to hot, or from hot to cold, to cold, for instance. And when that happens, that ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, that beating of the roof, it's them essentially using that kind of vibration on your roof to either send or receive, to either send or siphon from you wherever you are in the house. They can do it in the house, wherever. And essentially they use any sort of vibration, any sort of energy that is floating out there, that is created by your movement, by something that is moving fast, by anything. That's how fragmentation works. They just steal energy from the environment, redirect that energy towards who they want to attack or torment or whatever it is that they want to disrupt. It's like they are in the game of energy balancing act. That is, they think that they don't have to have their own energy. What they will do is they will use energy in the atmosphere and from people to balance themselves out, because they have the knowledge. They know these things. They have the knowledge of how to use and manipulate energy this way in this environment to direct it towards where they want to direct it towards. But the thing that I find weird with them is they don't use this energy to use for themselves. They cannot. Why is it that they cannot use this energy further to store in themselves, for themselves? Like, okay. So this is another part of this topic. I was talking about how they were going to siphon from you energy on your physical through your muscle systems, and how they're going to siphon energy from you through your chakras, where your energy is stored as well. So now when I'm asking sources saying that they don't have that kind of energy that I'm talking about. It's the spirit energy, spiritual energy. That is, it's your spirit that has that energy. So this is one of the lessons that I had to learn when I was at the farm. They were attacking my muscles so much so that I became so skinny. And on top of that, I couldn't eat as well because they were sending karmic projections of there was something wrong with the food, don't eat it. They had poisoned me before, right? But they were also making it seem like if I eat their food, they're going to siphon more. So they were sending karmic projections for me to stop eating so that I can lose weight. And when I lose weight, they were taking pictures. They would come to the farm and they would take pictures of me. My understanding is that they wanted to use these pictures to some sort of court system or to the doctors or something, to say, you see, this person is sick, and therefore we need to have they wanted to, I feel like they wanted to, that's when, because they did this to my great grandmother as well. They wanted to have what do you call this thing that you go to court and you say you're responsible for this person going forward? That kind of a thing. That is a very, I think, Father, that law needs to be cancelled. The law of you taking over someone else's responsibilities, basically, and you're the one who's going to be managing their financials and all of those kind of things. I forgot what that is. That's a way for stealing from you. That's another way for. So they make you feel like, they essentially try to make people feel sick. I'm not the only one, by the way. I saw Father, while they took me to the hospital to try to get me declared insane, there was another person in the same hospital who looked far worse. They managed to do that to her. She is on a wheelchair, and this sister of hers who's bringing her in every day, she's this, I'm going to say it, she's this fat bitch who looks like he's siphoning from her sister, who is like a twig on a wheelchair. She can't even sit because she has nothing to sit on. She's siphoning energy from her. And Father's like, that's what they want to do to you. I was like, okay, we shall see. They do that. And I've seen this before, and I never knew what it was. When you see this, like, what's this guy's name? What's his name again? The genius guy who used to sit, who was on the wheelchair. They love to talk about him. Sheldon loves him. Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory loves him. That is what they did to him. That's what they do to people with energy. With that kind of energy, they do such a thing to you. And it's not. It's a lot. They're starting to be a lot. When you're a star, they do this to stars as well. What is that sickness as well? Or people who've got a lot of energy and they just don't understand it, like me. They don't understand that they are not that they're an energy source, but they're a big program which has energy. They would do shit like that to you. That's what they would do. They will have someone siphoning from you. You should have seen her. She is. And I said to myself, when I get better, I'm coming for you. I want to deal with her. I want to see her. I asked Father, I was like, when I'm good and time is right, I want to deal with this bitch. I'm going to deal with her directly. Because what she was doing to that woman, that girl on that wheelchair, it's cannibalism in a way. It's like maybe they're not eating your meat with through their mouth, but they essentially, she's skinny. I looked more like her. I just was able to move because I refused to sit. Refuse. Never ever 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 sit down. Never ever ever accept that you're sick. Never ever, when they put you in a situation, sit and be like, I don't have energy. You will get energy as you start moving and vibrating. Just get up and do something. Never allow them to put you in a state where you're lying on a bed, you don't get up. You're lying in some wheelchair, you don't get up. Don't allow that. You can move. And this is the lesson that I had to learn. That Father said while I was still in heaven. Remember, they're going to try to make you think they have drawn your energy by making you skinny. But you must always remember, your power is in your spirit, not in your physical body. That is energy still, but your real power, oh goodness, you should see what they did to me when I was saying about this. You should feel what they did to me right now. I'm itching. Your real power is in your spirit. It's not in your body. Your body, yes, it's a physical thing. It needs that energy as well as a device for you to be able to do things with it. But your real power is your, what is that movie, Green Lantern guy? The willpower. Your willpower. Your will. Your spirit. That is your power. They can do anything to your body. As long as your spirit is still alive, you will be able to get up, however skinny you are. I was so skinny, but I was still creating garden beds in my garden and planting. I was still working. They were surprised every time when they come and they were like, my goodness, she actually looks better. Like they could see that whatever they were doing, I was fighting back. I was getting up and continuing to live my life. I didn't get bothered with what I saw. Yes, I would be like, oh my goodness, these people are just too much. Like I was so skinny. You have no idea if to the point where like my bum, I have a bum, but it was like, I don't even know if I should be giving these descriptions, Father. Let me just leave it. But I didn't have it anymore. I couldn't sit down because I didn't have anything to sit down, and lying down was painful as well because everything was just bones. But I would get up. I would get up every morning and walk and do what I needed to do. I will be carrying that heavy rake and those heavy tools, and I will be hacking and working. Don't allow yourself to sit and be like, oh, no, don't. Keep moving. Keep moving. They want you there. They want you there, and they will siphon. It's like every little energy you get, they will try to take it back. Just keep going. Just keep going. That is you training your spiritual muscle. You training your physical self as well to withstand the torments and the tortures that they're sending towards you. Eventually you will gain back that energy. And if you think that you're not supposed to be eating or you can't eat, remember that they also can send projections like that towards you to make you feel like you don't have appetite. Oh yeah, they call them appetite spells or something like that. Like you don't have appetite, or they would make you think like there's something wrong with the food. They've poisoned the food. They have put some witchcraft on the food. Just pray about it and eat that shit. Eventually, because I was doing some experiments as well when they were doing this for me. I was like, okay, Father. But at the time, I also needed to stop eating certain things. I needed to eat only what me and Father agreed for me to eat. That is greens only. Because they had attacked my solar plexus so much that my stomach was being ripped from the inside. So in order for Father to heal that, he said I will need to like not eat kind of like heavy things. So I would eat only like spinaches and stuff, only greens, right, and cabbages and only that, and no meat, no. I could eat sugar if I had. I could eat salt and all of that, but not spicy food and stuff. But after that time passed, I was like, stuff you. I took all their foods. I had food, but I didn't eat it. I took all their foods that they bought, that they were making me think that it's poisoned or it's been witchcraft or something. And I started cooking and I ate it. And I still eat it even today. You eat that food. You do not be like, you pray. Just pray. Say, Father, protect me from this. Pray, eat. That was one of the advices that my grandmother gave me. He said, I want to tell you something quick. Listen to me carefully. If there's anything you're going to ever do in this life, is pray for your food. This is my grandmother, my mother's mother. Always pray for your food. That's what she said. Before she got attacked they made her get a stroke a week later or 2 weeks later, because my sister came and saw her telling me this. It's like, we told you not to tell this person anything. But she thought that kind of information wasn't going to cause problems for her. But my sister just came at the same time when she was trying to say, because she was whispering, if there's anything I can give you advice of, is whatever you do in this life, pray for your food. That's what she said to me. These people use soap. You know your soap that you wash with your clothes and your clothing? One of the other things they use is my clothes. As soon as I wore certain types of clothes, because they would do something to the soap. And this I remember because my uncle, when I was young, my mother's younger brother, used to have an issue when he was washing his clothes, right? He would be like, he washed his clothes, right? And then after he comes back running, he sort of like soaked his clothes and left the box of soap there. And I was like, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I'm just living my life. He comes back running. When he comes back running, he says, who came here? And I was like, oh, so was looking for you. And then he looks at the soap and he's like, did he touch anything here? And I'm like, no, I don't know. And then he takes that soap. He looks at it and something tells him. He takes the box of soap and goes to the bin. He throws away that soap. And I was like, why did you do that? It's still, you just bought it yesterday. It's like, no, I can't use it anymore. I was like, what? Why? My grandmother apparently understood it as well. And they said, don't go and take it out. Don't take it. Because he just had this idea. He knew that they did something to it. That person who was there was doing something to the soap. I didn't know. These people, I was very young. They used to live like that when I was young. People used to have like this one bar of soap and this small box of soap. This is why in the olden days they used to sell the small soaps of washing soap. It's a laundry soap, that is. They used to sell small laundry soap because of people preferred to buy soap only when they were going to use it and not have it sit there, because of if you let it sit there, someone can come and put some sort of a spell on it. You wash your clothes, you wear them, they siphon energy from your clothes. You itch. I would itch. So they hit me with the same trick. I remembered when I was going through this that no wonder my younger uncle doesn't like to leave your toiletries, your laundry stuff around with people of a kind, of certain kinds. And yes, today people are used to sharing laundry soaps, and sometimes people share even their cosmetics and stuff. Some people are not good. And they would use such an opportunity to put the spell on your stuff. My soap, if I use the soap that I had at home, I stopped using it. But I found out my sister did it to everything, because we used to share a lot. She did it to everything. My facial creams and stuff, all those things. So even those things. Oh, by the way, they did it too. I remember Father saying, these people, and I was like, what? Father's like, they did something to your bed as well. Your mattresses, they do something to your mattresses and your blankets. That soap that you're going to wash your blankets with, the laundry soap, expect your blankets as well to be used as a siphon. Your mattresses, my sister insisted on cleaning the mattresses and stuff. When the day she came to do some sort of cleaning and clean up, she did that, and it was painful. It was so painful sleeping there. And this is when I deteriorated even faster, because now they were drawing. You sleep and you don't even understand, you don't know, but eventually you sleep, right? After itching for such a long time, you fall into sleep. While you're sleeping, they are busy the whole night. The next morning, you go and look at yourself in the mirror. My eyes had sunk in, my cheeks had sunk in, like you just gave them a free pass to your whole body for them to siphon. That's what I did. I didn't know until I realized that, no, man, something is wrong here. What's going on? And she did it to both beds, even her own, because she knew she wasn't going to sleep on that bed. Because as soon as she finished cleaning, she was like, I'm leaving. I'm like, where? I was, no, I'm going back. I'm leaving. It's like, oh. She came from her boyfriend's place to come and clean my house. Imagine. Because she wanted to come and apply her bullshit. So those type of things they do. And this is like a witchcraft even. But I don't like to even call it witchcraft as per se. It's just the way they do things to siphon energy. Everything they do to siphon energy is a way of manipulating energy in a negative way. You can call it witchcraft or black magic, whatever you want to call it, but it is whatever. It's still a program of some kind, right? So I just need to go, and then I'll come back and continue. Let me pause a little. Okay, I'm back. I had to go and do some breakfast for my grandmother. She just woke up. So I'm trying to think as I'm doing this breakfast, what were the other karmic projections that I experienced during my awakening. And so those are just like when it comes to projections, I'm basically explaining things that you don't necessarily you do see, that is, you see the winds, right? The winds blowing. You do hear, that is, you hear the sounds of the birds. It's incessant sounds of birds, like a bird could chirp for the whole freaking day, non-stop. A dog could bark for the whole freaking. Sometimes, I mean, at the farm there was a time when a dog barked for like 3 weeks straight up, never resting, until it started barking a little bit slower. Like you could hear that the energy was getting lower and lower, and I was like, oh, that's definitely a program. I think there was something wrong with their dog barking kind of program. Not to say that they can't do it with real dogs. They do it with real dogs. You can see them by a sign of winds, strong winds, and also you can hear them by the sign of incessant noises around you. Not just with nature stuff like animals, birds, and even bees or insects. Oh, they love insects. Bees, any kind of insect that makes a lot of noise, they would also use that to essentially what they do is that buzz of a bee or whatever insect, you won't notice it, but if you pay attention enough, you feel somewhere somehow you are itching, or somewhere somehow there's some sort of sensation on you. And also, not just that, but the way it sounds in your ears, as it does that, you'll be doing what with the fly or a bee. You'll be trying to like get it away from you, or get it away from you, or something like that. That is a form of fragmentation. It's like if you're busy with something, you're busy doing something, you have to now be disrupted by this thing that is flying around your head, even sometimes going direct at you or direct at your ear, and you're like, what the heck? It is a karmic interference. It's one of the ways that they would disrupt you with insects. Any insects, crickets. At the farm, they used to even send a lot of locusts and grasshoppers and all kinds. Butterflies as well, right? You would think it's just a butterfly. It's not just a butterfly. That the flapping of those wings is generating a silent wavelength, right? They used to do that whenever they are like, when I'm doing my gardening, and they're like tired, because now when I do something like gardening, it's very heavy manual labor, and they get tired quicker, so they want me to stop. So they would send these insects to come and disrupt me so that I stop. One of those was a fly, and another one of those was a butterfly, and they would just come up at you, fly right in your face. The same butterfly, the same thing would every day come up at you. You should see what is happening around me when I talk about the butterflies. And what else did they use? They used insects, a lot of insects. They used snakes as well. I would see a snake every now and then. I mean, it's at the farm, it's expected, right? I would just let it go. I would just let it go by. Just find another route. It will be gone, and then I'll see it again the next other day. The one time I had to kill it because they actually threw it against the wind. Somehow threw it against the cabin, and I got the mother woke me up. It's like, Destiny, wake up! And I woke up. I heard that bang on the cabin, and I woke up. And when I went, and she says to me, go outside. And then I went outside. And when I got outside, I didn't see anything, right? I'm looking at who was banging at the cabin, because it's a farm. It's like you're not expecting anyone around the cabin with that. It's just, how did you get in? It's just, there's no one there. It's just me. Eventually, when I come back after doing the circling the cabin, I come back and I'm about to get into the door. There on the ground next to the door is a snake, and the snake I've been avoiding for a couple of days. Then mother says, you're gonna have to kill it. And I'm like, kill it? Mother says, yeah, you're gonna have to kill it. And I'm like, oh goodness. So I go and get a rake, one of my rakes outside, and I come back. And then at the moment, at that time, I felt like, oh yeah, Father's also here. There were two of them there. They were helping me kill the snake. It was like, hit it, Destiny, hit it. I could hear her, my mother. But that's another vision that I had as well, that I was going to do that. Mother and Father going to be there when I do this thing with the snake. So I killed it. I hacked it, and I hacked it. Eventually died. I cut it at the head and at the tail. And it wasn't completely like cut off. So I had to pick it up and then went somewhere in the farm where I could burn it safely without burning that whole brush. And I burnt it. They would do things like that. The snake was not necessarily, they could make it bite you, right? But sometimes it's like, it's a snake. It comes, it sees that there's people, it will go away. And even if it's like around you, sometimes it gets used to you, you get used to it. I don't have a problem with snakes. It's not to say that I'll play with it. It's just that it's like one of those things I'm like, it will go away. It must just go. I must just find another way or another place to go and stay. Anyway, they would do things like that. Things that they know would fragment you. Things that they know would fragment them. Their own fears are projected towards you. Everything they would project towards me is everything that they are fearful of. That's what they think, right? And they will do such things. Heartbreaks is their heartbreaks. Pain, it's their pain. Fear, it's their fear. Anxiety is theirs. Because once you start looking in your environment, it's like, what am I fearful of? There's nothing. What am I anxious about? There's nothing. Why am I feeling heartbreak? You don't even have a girlfriend. Why am I feeling all these emotions? There's nothing that supports you having those things in your environment. Maybe one or two things could be there, but when you really look into it, you'll be like, but I'm not that heartbroken. I was expecting this. Why is this affecting me so much? Because of it's exaggerated. Because of it's even if it's yours, it's exaggerated. Even if it's sometimes it's not even yours, it's just theirs. They know what you're going through, right? And they'll try to use that to ride that wave of the vibration of, oh, he just got dumped, oh, she just got dumped, she must be in pain, let's send her, she's not gonna feel it. And as you sit in that pain, in that heartbreak, in that heartache, in that anxiety, whatever, you're releasing energy. You're releasing energy. And that's when they come in and they do what? They siphon. And they like you in that state because you are continuously releasing energy and they're continuously gaining energy. So Father was talking about the spirit. I'm getting that I should talk about the spiritual power, spiritual energy that you have. You have, yes, in the physical environment, you have a physical body that needs energy and it's stored in your muscles, right? That is one way of them siphoning from you. But that body experience has nothing to do with your spiritual experience. Your spiritual experience is still intact as long as you keep that willpower, as long as you understand that your true power, your true powers that you have, any kind, whether it's strength, mental strength, or emotional strength, or whatever strength that your program has, you're going to discover such things as they keep throwing this sort of projections towards you. You need to take note of, you know what, I never thought I could get over the situation. I must be strong. I must have some emotional strength of some kind, and you're going to see that you got those type of powers as well. That I don't know how I walked through this kind of turmoil. I don't know how I survived this. Yes, part of it is God. Most of it is God, but it's also you. Your power, your connection, your alignment to source gets strengthened every time you walk through these obstacles that they put in front of you. So your energy, don't think that that's because of they make you look a certain way physically. Maybe they get you fat, who knows? For me, they made me skinny. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't mean anything. You will get over it as well. You get to a state where your spirituality is intact and is fine, and you work on that, that body is something that can be changed, right? You you work on yourself. You continue to work through those. Don't get afraid. That fear, what I learned as well is every day, as they kept sending the fears and the anxieties and whatnot, every day when I kept saying, that's not mine, it's theirs, I would feel it a little, and then I would focus on whatever I needed to focus on and start understanding that it's not my project, it's not my vibration, it's someone else's vibration sends toward me. Then I use that energy, I do something else. Every day when they did that, they got me stronger and stronger and stronger. They tried it yesterday with some fear again and some anxiety. And you know what I was doing? I was like, why do I feel like so funny? What is that? Now it's like sometimes I'm not even sure if it's hunger or fear. I confuse it. I'm like, maybe I'm hungry. Nah, I ate. So what's going on? Is that fear? Oh, where does it come from? What am I fearful of? Then I look outside, there's winds, and I'm like, they're trying me again. Yeah, whatever, man. That's what I was talking about when I'm saying they're revving cars. They're always revving cars around here. And this is a suburb. It used to be very quiet. But the way they're revving cars since I'm here, and guess what? I'm itching. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, Father, you're sending me evidence. Please bless my coffee, Father. Thank you. It's cold today. Anyway, they would do such things, like I was giving an example that they're revving cars and bikes. They would do such things. These people work for them, right? These people who are riding these bikes and these cars, they work for them. They do that only when they pass here. Now I'm itching everywhere, but it's fine. Okay, what else did they used to do? Yeah, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. The one that the other thing they do is they project. They siphon from your dream state. There's a state when you're sleeping. Just when you start sleeping, right? Just when you're about to fall asleep, there's a window there between your awake state and your sleeping state, your deep sleep state. The window there where you start winding down your mind to get into a deep state. They plant their dreams there. And as they plant their dreams there, and you get stuck in that dream that is a confusing dream, you don't know what's going on. The next morning they're gonna have enough energy for them to siphon from you again. You'll see that the winds are gonna be strong and whatnot. However, you know that they did that, right? I would know that they did that. So I'll be like, whatever, let's see how long this one lasts. And as I get stronger spiritually, that I exercise I used their projections and their torments to exercise my spiritual muscle. I just kept going through it. And they would be strong, send even more fear, more anxiety, whatever, because they siphon from your dream state. Like yesterday, the afternoon, they siphoned from my dream state, and then they came back in the evening with strong winds and fear. That fear that I was like, why am I feeling fear? But it wasn't as strong. Why? Because my muzzle, my spiritual muzzle is used to it, is getting used to it. At some stage, it's not going to affect me. So, again, the dreams. You see these dreams that you find there's a dream, but you don't understand it. There's your mother there, there's your sisters and whatever. Those people, as the people in your dreams, are the people who are siphoning energy from you. They can come as a group, or you will find out, why did I dream about my uncle? I used to ask myself, why do I dream about my uncle? And he's doing nothing. He's just standing there and being like, hi. He used to do that. Hi, it's me. And just that. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in my dreams? I didn't know. The man was siphoning from me energy. Or you just see someone in your dream who's not doing anything. Or you see some weird dream, they send you from pillar to post, you're confused after that. Or you remember what the dream was, what was happening in the dream, but you don't understand what it's about. I dreamt that we were in some family gathering. And why are you dreaming about family gatherings and stuff like that? What is that supposed to do? And what the key thing there is that you would find weird people that you don't normally dream about in those dreams. It's like, why are you dreaming about your mother? You live with them every day. Why would you dream about them? And they're not doing anything per se. It's like a dream, you will feel it. A real dream, you will feel it. But what I'm understanding is that dreams are not really like a natural, normal thing. It's like, imagine if you're a program. Why would you dream about something that you don't know? If you're a program, let's say you're a program. What state of a dream is a program? You're either downloading information from the universe, right? Or you're uploading something which is stored within you. But if it's none of those things, and you cannot make sense of it, it's most probably that those people were siphoning from you in your dreams. If you are a program that is a dreamer, for instance, that has a dreaming functionality in it, for whatever reason, like you are able to see the future of some kind of things like that, it makes sense. But those dreams are going to be dreams based on you and the relationship to those people. It's actually you. It's about you and your relationship to the situation or your relationship to the person. But there are some of these dreams where you ask yourself, it's like, what was happening in those dreams? Pay attention the next day, how low you are energetically and what is happening around you in the environment and how the people around you in your environment are behaving. I would even go as far as don't tell people your dreams. I used to tell my sister my dreams and she used to have a smirk. Now I understand that it was because of she's the one who I was like, you know what, I dreamt that we were doing this and this and that and that. And she would smirk. Not comment, nothing, just smirk because she was siphoning. Right? So don't tell people your dreams. My grandmother's always asking me, what did I dream about? And I'm like, I didn't dream about anything. And I really didn't dream about anything. It means she was trying to project. She was trying to get into my dream state as well, and siphon. No, I except for yesterday afternoon, I haven't been dreaming. Father doesn't even come to me through dreams. He comes to me through visions. I'm awake and I just zone out and I see what I need to see, and then it is like whatever it is. Or even if it's a dream state, it's like you can feel it. That is it. For Father, what he does is he talks in his dreams, in my dreams. He tells me what is going to happen. He doesn't play with visuals in my dreams. He talks. He says, this is what's going to happen to you, but you'll be fine. Or he shows me going through things. He will be like showing me a scene of me going through something, and he talks through it and he says, you're going to go through something like this. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. That's it. If he has to come through a dream. But other than that, he hardly comes through a dream. It's all intuition based. Like now, when I'm talking, it's either also visions as well, where I just zone out and I see what I need to see and I come back in. And that's it. So your dream state is also can be used to be attacked in just before you sleep at night, and especially in the morning. When in the morning, what they do with the morning, this is what they do in the morning. That wind that I was talking about, that they are pushing wind into my stomach, they push it so far into your stomach and into your solar plexus and your sacral chakra, right? So that you feel like you want to pee. And that's what's going to wake you up, right? That moment in between when you're trying to wake up and sleep, that's when they enter into your dream state. Because they want you there, that vulnerable moment just before you fall asleep and vulnerable moment just before you wake up. You're neither sleeping nor awake. You're still like groggy and all of that. They enter there. They let you dream for like a minute or two. Energy siphoned, gone. The thieves. This peeing, rushing and peeing in the morning is not natural. It's supposed to come to you after you have woken up. And I remember that it used to do that. You would wake up, you'd stay in bed for 2 seconds and 2 minutes and so, or maybe like 5 minutes or so. And then you will start feeling like, you know what, let me get up. You'll probably walk around the bedroom before you like, let me go and pee. It's supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to wake you in urgency for you to go and pee. But they do that. They push it by putting pressure on your bladder so that you wake up. And when you try to wake up, they release and then they let you dream. They make you dream. And once you dream, they siphon energy from you. When they are done with you dreaming, you're going to wake up funny or feeling funny or something bad happening in the dream. You wake up. That's something bad happening in the dream that scares you. Guess what it is? More energy. You released more energy even in that moment. Like that's what they did yesterday. They just put a scary person in the dream and was like, what's wrong with this person? Why is he so great? But then I remembered that Father showed me that dream. He's like, don't worry about this. They're just trying to draw more energy. They think it will prolong the process. This is not going to make any difference. Don't worry about it. Just continue moving in your purpose. And I was like, I remember I dreamt about having that dream. And then Father would step in my vision, in that dreaming, and tell me what that dream is about. It's a fake dream. Don't worry about it. They're trying to siphon energy. You're going to just continue with your life. In a sense of, I'm just going to continue after this and draw back that energy anyway. Because I'm balancing it out. Every time they take, I take it back. They take, I take it back. By doing what? By being myself and living my life and enjoying my life and doing something recreational with it, with their energy. Energy is energy, be it good or bad. Even if it's pain, even if it's fear, it's still energy. Use it. Build a house. In fact, build a mansion with it. Build a mansion so that when you're done with your lessons, you have something to show for it. What would they have? Nothing. But you would have something beautiful. Do something. That thing that you like to do, if you like to like woodworking or something, build something. If you want to do your gardening, do something with that energy. You'll see. I have achieved a lot with this energy of theirs. They siphon from me, yes, but the thing is they still owe me. I don't owe them. That's free energy. You're getting free energy. Use it. It's negative, it's low vibrational, but it's still energy. Turn that shit into gold. Turn that shit into gold by using it and transforming it and alchemizing that energy into something beautiful for yourself. Yeah, there are karmic projections. You're gonna get used to it, and once you get used to it, what do you gain now? You also gained a stronger spiritual muscle. Your spirit doesn't get phased by this bullshit. You see it, it's like, they're trying to project again. Whatever, man. And you move on with your life. They can try this later on and you already know this. You've went past this. They're still going to try. They are very much limited in their thinking. They always try the same shit every day. They can't come up with new shit so much. It's the same shit, maybe in a slightly different way. And I mean, seriously. It's low vibration. They cannot have that much capacity for thinking. No, I'm not being funny. It's the truth. Your low vibrational state makes your memory short. It makes your mental capacity and your everything, your emotional capacity, everything limited to, you don't grow. You don't have capacity to put anything because what you put in there is shitty. There's no space for light. And light is enough. It's energy, is room for you to grow. It's something that you can use to build much bigger, stronger, better things. Whereas low vibrational energy, as much as you can alchemize it to do something with it, it's still low vibrational and it sits with them. And that sitting with them makes them weaker. You don't have to stay weak by staying with their torments and whatnot. Yeah, you'll itch, you'll scratch, you'll feel pain and whatever, but you walk through it. Sometimes you're just too tired to do it. That's fine. But every time when you get it, just get mad. Just be like, you know what, these people, I'm going to take this energy. That's what I used to do. I'm going to take this energy and I'm going to do a garden. I have a garden bed that I need to start. And I go and start a new garden bed. That's what I used to do with their energy. I would balance it out myself. I still do it now. Yeah, so what else? Is there anything else that I'm forgetting, Spirit, about these karmic projections? I spoke about dreams. I spoke about the physical itches and sores. And also those body pains as well. You would think that those body pains are just body pains. You don't know why you have this always tension on your neck, especially the neck part, the shoulder neck one. It's also a sign that they are sending some bad energy. It's your body tensing up. That tension in your body is because of, you don't realize that wind that keeps hitting against you with this negative pain or negative energies like anger, fear and whatnot, is also taking a toll on your body. So your muscles, you tense up. Try to do something that will make your body relax, but it's also a way of fragmenting you. Because when you're in constant pain, be it constipation, muscle pains, for women as well, it's like your period pains and stuff, ovulation pains, all those pains that are not supposed to be there. Your program is not designed to run in a fragmented state. It's designed to run in an optimal high vibrational state. So when you feel all these tensions in your body, it's a sign that some energy, either that you generating yourself by being low vibrational, or if you don't pick up anything that you're low vibrational with, that is, you don't need to work on getting rid of some sort of issue with yourself, then it will go away. But if it's not there and you can't pinpoint it, it's most probably coming from the outside. That is, it's projected towards you. So you need to learn how to find it, because some of it is you. Some of it is your own bullshit that you need to just work through and be like, you know what, I feel anger. I feel this. Why? This is my anger. Because I'm angry because of this person did this and this and that. Get over it and move on. So that when you will know, you'll start learning that, this is not my anger. I don't have anything to be angry about. This must be somebody else. And why would they be angry? Like I said, I used to use that kind of information for myself to see they're sending anger and anxiety and all of that. It's because of that's what they do. That's what they are feeling. They must get it somewhere in order for them to forward it to someone else, right? They're just riding. Then it must have been generated from somewhere. So they're angry about what is happening to them now, with me being in my state and them being in their state. Then they will send that kind of energy towards you. Whatever it is that they're feeling, their fears, their anxieties, their pain, their heartbreaks and all of that, they'll send it to you so that you carry that burden. They don't want to carry the burden. They want you to carry the burden. Oh, another thing they do is make you choke. That car that just passed, I felt it. It went through my right nostril and I'm choking them. They also do such things like attack your throat chakra, or you just choke out of nowhere. Start coughing. That shit, anyway, any form of disturbances on your program, itching, scratch, itching, and feeling like some sensation, choking and whatever, it's a disruption to your program. I'm running right now. I'm talking. I'm using my root chakra. And what are they doing? They're sending energy towards my root chakra. This is why I'm being choked now. So that I cannot talk going forward. So that I stop recording. Those type of things, you're going to learn about them and see which ones you have in your environment. There are probably many others that I forgot. And many others that people will also pick up that I never experienced. And it's essentially that. So what I've learned, to be honest, is that any form of disruption on your physical, be it your emotional, mental, whatever, right? It is a spiritual attack on you. It's actually spiritual attack, but it's manifesting in the physical, in a form of your choking, in a form of your itching, in a form of you thinking negative things, in a form of you feeling negative emotions, right? All of those things is a means to disrupt your program from running at optimal level. They don't want you to run fully. Like now, they are starting, I'm itching, but I continue, right? I continue. I don't stop. You don't stop. You do it through the itching. You don't stop. You do it through the pain, through the fear. You know, they are taking my sacral chakra right now. These fools. Anyway, they attack everything. They attack my sacral chakra, my throat chakra, my face, my body, everything. If it doesn't work there, they go somewhere else. If it doesn't work there, they go somewhere else. But I'm hoping that it gets so low that I never have to feel this again. Or something happens. I'm hoping Father does what he needs to do. The time for me to leave here is coming, and I can move forward from this because I'm tired of this shit. Anyway, anything else that I forgot? Spirit. What else? What were the karmic projections that they used to do? These I call them even torments, right? And curses. What else? And be mindful of your mind as well. Not just your feelings, but your mind. They will plant some weird shit. You know, weird shit when you look at it and you're like, I'm not that kind of a person. I don't even feel guilty about it. Just laugh at it and recognize it for what it is. Laugh at it and don't ride on that wave and be like, that's definitely not me. It's somebody else sending their own shit. And this is also informing you. Some of these things that they do, like I was saying, it gives you information to know where your enemy is coming from. That is, what are they going through? What are they thinking in their minds? And you can laugh at it because it's like, so you're pissed. So you're angry about something. So you're anxious. So you're fearful. You know. So this is the kind of thoughts you think, and you think that they will stick with me. Don't feel guilty about the negative thoughts that you get. If they are your own, you work through them. If they're not your own, you see them for what it is and you dump them. You just dump that energy and be like, I am not even going to entertain this thought in my head, and I'm going to focus on better things and think of something else. Because they want you to come back and say, if you latch onto it, they come back and say, you're a bad person. You're doing this. You're doing this. They start lowering your vibration even more. That's what they do. What else? Guilt. Oh, guilt. They do something. Like my grandmother does something. and then she feels guilty about it, and then you feel guilty about, she'll send it towards me, and then I'll start feeling guilty about leaving her alone in there, like to sort herself out. I don't leave her alone, I just don't sit with her anymore, because when I sit with her, she still siphons. I give her food. As soon as she eats 2 or 3 morsels of food, she starts siphoning, and I'm like, I don't need this shit. I don't need this shit. If you want to sit on, if you cannot be a normal person and just not siphon, that's your problem. So I don't, and anyway, I have other things that I need to do with my life. I got work that I need to do, so I don't make time as much as I used to for her. That's another way of them siphoning from you, making you feel guilty. Oh, you're leaving me alone. You came here alone. You're gonna go and leave alone. It's not my job to take care of you, your emotions, and your boredomness. Do something with yourself. Do something with your life. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how old he is, she is. It's not your job. This is the point, the moment she's supposed to be connecting with her ancestors and being entertained by that and those ancestors, because at least they can work on her, help her work on herself, instead of looking towards a human being, another human being, using that human being to siphon from and making her feel guilty that they are leaving her alone and whatnot. It's not your job. Don't feel guilty about leaving your people or your mother or whatever alone. No. The moment you feel any low vibration about someone or something, you must know that it's a no-no. Don't. You shouldn't feel like, oh, I left my mother alone and whatnot, whatever. You should feel like, I miss my mother. I want to go and see my mother. Now that is a positive, high vibrational thought. Don't feel like, oh, you know what, I need to take good care of my mother some more. That is still low. It's still not so low, but it's low. What you need to be looking at is, you know what, I want to do something nice for my mother. I think I'm going to do this and that for her this Mother's Day. Pick up, elevate that feeling, elevate that thought. When you start feeling guilties and shame and all of that, it's a sign that it's something that you're not supposed to be doing, even for that person. You're not really helping that person. You're going to be doing something that is going to either be drawing energy from that person, or you're going to also be making that person indebted to you in some way. That is not a good vibration to work towards someone with. It's best if you go and work. Like, for instance, I would think, oh, that my grandmother must be awake. Let me go and make her breakfast, right? It's a simple, I'm going to make her breakfast. I'm not feeling guilty about it. I'm just thinking, she must be awake now. She needs to eat something. I don't feel guilty about, oh, I must go and make her breakfast. And no, it's just this thing of, okay, it's time for her to wake up and make her breakfast and come back and do my things. Then I do that. There's no negative vibration that is linked to it. I'm just making someone a breakfast. She's not indebted to me. I don't make her feel indebted to me, even though I don't have to do those things. But in this environment, I have to. Not have to. I'm not a person who's going to sit here and starve someone who can make food for herself. I'm not that kind of a person. And I had a problem with coming with Father for coming and making me sit here. She's like, no, don't worry. You're going to be able to reverse that energy back anyway, because you know about it. When you know that what you're doing is actually going extra, right? You shouldn't be needing this. You could just essentially leave her and be like, I'm not going to do anything for you, not even food, right? And just sit there. But what Father's saying, you're going to have to learn to balance it out in a way of, you're going to do what you need to do for her. She's going to come back and pay you for it in some way. That is, you know that this is what you're doing, and you're not doing it in a bad intention. You're just being human in a way that, okay, I'm in your space, I'm in this space, and I cannot just be here and eat that while you sit there and not eat, right? However, you don't, as long as you know that you don't have to, like your lesson, your karmic lesson, you have landed that you don't have to do this for this person. then the universe knows, oh, okay, I'm going to have to find a way to balance that energy that destiny is spending with this person, right? Because this person cannot do shit for herself, and destiny knows that. So destiny has to be reimbursed for your energy. Let's find another way for her to pay back this energy. Because the universe reverses the energy whether or not you know it, you want it, you don't care for it. It will reverse it. Why? Because it has to be balanced. There's no such a thing as I'm using my energy and I'm dumping it to somebody else. No, it's illegal to live that way. So the universe knows that you've learned your lesson, you know what you're doing, so let's reverse that back. Because you're put in a situation where you have to do these things. You're not doing these things from a bad intention kind of a space. You're doing these things because of you have to also, in a way, because I live with them, right? I have to reciprocate some of the energy back of living with them in their home. But they made me do that. I don't owe them, by the way, because of they interfered with me and my process. So I'm here for free. They just don't know it. So everything else that I do for them is actually a debt. Come to think of it. Damn it. Okay, I'm getting that I was always going to figure it out before I was supposed to figure it out before I leave, so that it is reversed. Alright, so it's going to be reversed as well. Father said, don't worry, you're going to figure it out before you leave so that we can reverse the energy. That you're actually doing extra. You're actually doing more. Because me being here is not because of I wanted to be here. I'm here because of them. And therefore, I shouldn't need to even lift a finger for anything in this one. Even like maybe cleaning after myself, yes. But because of I didn't realize it now. I'm realizing it now that I was actually being siphoned anyway. They're siphoning me the way they do with their torments and their projections and stuff, their karmic projections and stuff. But I was also in a state of being siphoned by me doing things for them. I don't have to do things for my grandmother. I don't have to do things for anybody. And I do, but I don't have to. So, please, the universe is going to have to reverse this energy still. All this time when I've been here, 6 months' time, they've been stealing energy in more ways than one. I'm telling the truth, right? And they are taking again. You should hear what's going on my stomach. These days they're using the car passing. These days they're using the car passing. That wave of the car. My stomach starts rumbling, and they're doing twice. They are taking the sacral chakra and the solar plexus at the same time. Sometimes they come from the solar plexus going into the sacral chakra, and sometimes they're coming from the sacral chakra going to the solar plexus. So they don't have enough energy. So what they're doing is they're doubling their curses in one wave. They are touching two curses in one wave, in one energy wave that is coming through. So if the car is coming through passing, they have written a program basically that has the sacral chakra attack and the solar plexus attack, and then they're sending it through. Because of they can't afford to send one to the sacral chakra only, another one to the solar plexus anymore, because the energy is getting lower and lower. Father, please protect me from that method going forward. Thank you. And reverse the energy. So yeah, you're gonna learn about those things. When you wake up to this type of bullshit, and you realize that they've been doing this to you your whole life. For me, it was just intense, right? Because they amplified it so that I never want to wake up, so that I'm afraid of waking up. And they might possibly do that for most people. You keep going. It's painful. It can be painful, but you just find some strength somewhere. If you don't have it, God, the universe, your ancestors will have that strength for you. And it's okay to be weak sometimes to it, but you just keep going. When you find the time to get up, do it. Just do it. It's for your own good. It's for your own program. You'll be grateful after when people tell you, "Oh, I still have the itches. Oh, I still have this." That is if it's going to happen to everybody. I don't know if it's going to happen to everybody, but I get the feeling that once they cannot draw from a source like me, they will start drawing obviously from others, right? And it might be intensified as well from others, because my energy is kind of like a different kind of energy. So from other people, they might have to do more, draw more, because it's not the same type of energy, and that could create an intensity more or less the same as my one. They are very greedy and very wasteful when it comes to energy. These people, they'll use your energy and make traffic noise with it. They are very wasteful, not useful. They're very wasteful with it. They use energy with some, like now they're just blowing winds on trees. What the fuck is that? It's very wasteful. They're using energy to torment people. That's a waste. So, yeah. It is what it is. What can we do? We're going to get through this. We're going to get past this. We're going to get past this. Is there anything else? Let me see. Is there anything else? I also learned that peanut butter, having peanut butter, I don't know if it's going to be the same with other people, makes it easy for your sacral chakra to be attacked, and sort of like gives them more energy when they attack your my solar plexus. When I eat peanut butter, I don't know why Father wants me to talk about it, so it must be everybody, almost. Some people are going to have it. Maybe it might be a different food for you, but you need to take note of what food that would be for you. For me, I used to think it was milk, but I suspected peanut butter as well. But I'm drinking milk now. It's not as bad. But peanut butter, if I eat peanuts. I always have this craving for it, because it's there again. They're karmic projections to make you eat a certain food, crave a certain food, because when that food is in your stomach, for some reason they're able to draw more energy with it. Father saying it's because of its protein. It's fuckers. Father's saying because of its source of protein, good protein. So it amplifies the energy that they can siphon from my stomach. I didn't understand that, Father. Thank you. They would use certain things like that. Maybe that's why milk is not working so good. I don't know if milk has protein in it, but I doubt milk has. Even if it did, it probably has like a little bit of it. But obviously peanuts are that kind of power food, right? So yeah, that's what it is. So whatever food that you're gonna eat, you'll find whichever one that when you eat it, then you start having these bubbles in your stomach and all of that. Some will say milk, but I think it could be just a simple thing of, what do they call it, lactose or something like that. But it could be milk as well. It could be milk as well, because this lactose thing started like when people just started getting all of a sudden lactose, probably when the fragmentation got worse in this environment. It's probably going to be linked with the time when people started having issues with certain types of foods, not just lactose food, but people have been complaining about food making them sick. Most probably it's that. What else? Hey, there was a lot. And they vary. It's like, don't, just because of you found one way, don't dismiss it and say there's not many other ways. But it's basically the same thing, right? It's like they use anything with vibration. That's what you need to understand. They would use anything with vibration, but they would do different combinations of it. Today they might do a wind from the car plus a bird chipping, right? When you've noted that and you ask for update for that, because I usually do what? Whenever they do this type of torments, I ask Father to reverse the energy back and also protect me from that method going forward. That's what I say. I just note it in my head. I don't have to say what that method is. I just note it in my head. It's like, okay, Father, I'm seeing a new one now. They're doing this and they're doing that. Please protect me from this method going forward, and please reverse the energy that they've siphoned from me. The universe knows. I've kept record that I know at the certain date, the certain time, they use the certain method to draw some energy from me. That way, it's a way for the universe to know, oh, we're going to go to this date at this time at this hour. This is the energy that we need to look for. Okay, ma'am, this is not your energy. Bring it back. And they send it back to me. So I would do that. So whenever you see these things, just one method will give you access to all of it. Because I'm saying, I know that they're using this method. Any energy they siphon from me using that method, the universe must reverse it going forward. I must reverse it and protect me from it going forward. Because they make slight changes to the same thing. Like, it could be, you could think that it's when the car passes, right? But only to find that, no, it's only when the car passes to the right of your home, or when the car passes to the left of your home. They do such variations there. But it's not important for you to know the detail. I had to do that because I'm a defragmentation function. I need to know. I am a kind of a program that works in that detail, right? But you could be the program as well that works in that kind of detail. You go there. If you don't need to, you do what works for you. For me, I needed to learn what my fragmentation, imposter goddess sister, and fragmentation angle do. I needed to learn their knowledge, upload or download their knowledge. They're essentially giving me their knowledge. I'm growing because of what they're doing. That is, I'm learning all the tricks so that I can keep record of it, so that I know how to work with them or around them when I'm resolving a block. Be it that block, be it myself or somebody else. And this is what I'm doing right now by probably doing this karmic projections. Who knows? Maybe somebody's going to listen to this and be like, oh my goodness, I thought I saw this, but I thought I was crazy. No, you're not. You're not. And then you start being mindful of your environment, and then when you start seeing it, it's like, shit, are they doing this? Some of the things are probably even like missed as well. I'm going to learn about them when I move forward. Who knows? Maybe this environment with this group, it's only limited to this environment and this group. They think that way. And then maybe I go somewhere and people are much more clever. Who knows? Or they are, I don't know, more creative, I guess. We learn, we document it, and we make sure we develop a program against it or a solution against it. Anything else for it? I'm getting that just pay attention. Start paying attention to your environment and seeing what it is in your environment and you will also pick up who does it in your environment. You'll also pick up who in your environment is throwing these projections. They don't like me saying that, eh? You'll also pick up things like, who is it? Hey, the people who do this shit are normally close to you. Just also accept that. Normally they are close to you. They could be your close colleague, your close family member, your close friend. It's people who have access to you, basically. It's people who have access to your program that will manage to set up your environment in this way. So just pay attention. You don't have to, for instance, for me, what I did, I don't say anything to them. You don't have to. Just work on yourself. You don't have to. Father's using a word, and you don't have to. Father, what's that word? You don't have to ask them about it. Confront them. Yeah. You don't have to confront them about it. In fact, try not to. Because this is when you're going to give them an opportunity to call you crazy. Don't give them the opportunity that they don't need. You don't need to give them an opportunity to. Just keep working on yourself. And it's annoying, I must say. It is very annoying to have to watch them and not be able to do anything or say anything, because they're waiting for you to do and say anything. You know what they're waiting for? As soon as you say something like that, which this is what they did to me, they're going to call each other like, she's started. She's crazy. We have reached that limit of her. She's reached her limit. Come. They did that to me. And I was trying it. I was trying it to see if they're going to do that, and they did it. I was setting them up to see how they're going to react to it. I just went berserk, and it's like, yeah. But knowing very well that they're going to do something like that. A couple of weeks later, they just came with this cops and this ambulances and took me to the hospital to try to get me, the Kanye West thing. That's what they do. Kanye West and them were not lying. They were not lying. They do that. What else is there? You don't have to tell anybody, to be honest, because you do not have a way of having a proof. But at the same time, it's not for you to ask for validation or confirmation from anybody. Your validation and confirmation is coming from God, Spirit Himself. He knows, He sees everything. And that should be enough. When the time is right, you will get your justice. And it might not look as, people are, like the normal justice system or whatever. But your justice comes in a form of, you're going to work through that shit. You're going to rise above it. You're going to vibrate higher than it. You're going to get rid of those curses and those torments. You're going to get yourself in a better state. You're going to vibrate towards your purpose. You're going to vibrate towards your higher self. You're going to vibrate towards your divinity. You're going to get all the gifts that are placed for you in your path. You're going to have a happy life. You're going to achieve all the things that you came here to achieve. And you're going to live well. That is your justice. And when you turn back and watch them, you might not necessarily say the same thing about them. It could be a very, very different, it will be a very different story. And that's not your business either. You keep moving on. You're too high vibrational for that shit, to be focusing on that shit. You just keep moving on. I said to Father, I'm going to laugh at them. And nobody must judge me. Father said he didn't say it's not a problem. I said to him, so how do I overcome this thing of guilt? He's like, you're going to laugh at them. Because guilt is also one of those things that will paralyze you. You laugh at them. Don't feel guilty about their suffering. It's not yours. Don't feel guilty that they're suffering. It's not your problem. I laughed. Father's like, you are going to get over it by laughing at them. I laugh. Whenever I see it, I just shake my head like, hey. And I shake my head and I leave them and I'm laughing. Some of the shit is funny, to be honest. Like, you watch their eyes, it's like they look like they are about to run out of their own skins. when shit hits the fan, they like, you can see that they are frazzled, like they have fragmented themselves. One time my grandmother was trying to fragment me, right? She left some bullshit on the floor there and expected me to see it, and when I see it I was gonna get fragmented and get upset and ask him what. She thought I was gonna do that. I didn't do that. So I see it and I see for what it is, and I was like, oh, okay. And then as I see it, she comes with that same wind. The wind comes and just blows against the window, and the window just bangs, right? This window doesn't fasten properly. And you know what happens? I didn't move to it. I didn't jump. I didn't do anything. Instead, she jumped from... She scared herself. She fragmented herself. And I couldn't wait to get out of that bedroom so that I can go out and laugh. It's like, hey, did I just see what I saw now? Did she just go and fragment herself like that? Yeah, it's funny. It was funny. And she was really like scared. I was like, but you are expecting it. Why are you so jumpy about it? I just looked at the windows like, whatever. And then I continued doing whatever I was doing. And I was like, yeah, right. Yeah. You're going to get that justice. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. These people, the things that they do, they can never pay you back for it. The only payment that you will get from it is, it's not enough though, is that they will suffer from their own torments themselves by their own hand. But to actually think that you can get payment or judgment in such a way that you will feel that this is enough, forget about that, because it will never be enough. That somebody might take you through something like this and you will be somehow, justice will be enough, because no one deserves this. No one deserves to be attacked like this just because of who they are. So the only justice that you can have for yourself is looking at yourself and being happy with how far you've come, and looking forward to where you're going. That's it. The rest of it, don't waste energy on it. You don't have to waste energy on it. Anything else, Spirit? I think I'm going to stop here. If I do think of something, I'll probably do a part 2 to it, but I think I covered most of the stuff that are very much consistent up until this point. They're still doing it even now. Like, I'm sure that they're happening. It's not like odd things there and there. Anyway, thank you, Spirit.